بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تبارك وتعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى، وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. نسأل الله العزيز الغفار أن يجيرنا وإياكم من عذاب النار. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as he ought to be praised. We thank him subhanahu wa ta'ala for the ni'mah of Islam. Alhamdulillahi ala ni'mat al-Islam wa kafa biha ni'mah. We praise Allah for the bounty of Islam, and if it was the only bounty that he subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon us, then by Allah it will be sufficient. We continue inshallah ta'ala with our series. I was simply entitled 200 questions and answers in the Creed. 200 سؤال وجواب في العقيدة. This is based on a book from the Sheikh حافظ الحكمي رحمه الله تعالى، سماه أعلام السنة المنشورة في اعتقاد الطائفة المنصورة. أعلام, the characteristics of the well-known and propagated sunnah when it comes to the creed of that section or that group that will have the victory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course he's referring to the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that where he says that the Jews will split into 71 different divisions, and the Christians will split into 72 divisions, and this ummah will split into 73 divisions, all of which will be in the hellfire except for one. When they asked who is it, Ya Rasulullah, he said, the one that will be upon that which I'm upon today, and my Sahaba, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you and I from the ones that will be upon that which the Prophet ﷺ and his Sahaba were upon in their time. Now, we're still in that first question that was posed in this book, in this series. ما أول ما يجب على العباد. What is the first thing that is mandatory upon the servants? And if you remember, we talked about his brief answer that we've been elaborating on for the last 5 or 6 lectures in this subject. قال أول ما يجب على العباد معرفة الأمر الذي خلقهم الله له. The first thing that the servants have to do is to know what is the reason for their creation. What is the reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them. خلقهم له وأخذ عليهم الميثاق وأرسل به الرسل إليهم وأنزل به كتبه عليهم. The reason he created them, the reason he took the covenant from all of them, the reason he sent the prophets and the messengers, and the reason that he sent all the revelations, all the different scriptures upon them. And incidentally, subhanAllah, part of the Muslim creed and the from the 6 fundamentals of our creed, from the articles of faith, and to believe in Allah, in His angels, in His books, all the scriptures that were Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent, and His messengers, the last day, and the divine decree, whether it's positive or negative. Now, we, in the middle of our conversation pertaining to this answer, we talked a little bit about the environment that the Prophet ﷺ inherited, the environment that he found in Mecca when he received the revelation. And I told you 40 years he spent with the Meccans, being the most beloved, the most popular of all the people of Mecca. He was entitled As-Sadiq Al-Amin, the truthful, the trustworthy. That's why, incidentally, subhanAllah, you find that in the Bible, in the translations of the Bible, it mentions the spirit of the truth. The spirit of the truth. That when you talk to them, the priests, and they talk to the Christian scholars, they say, well, that's Gabriel, he's the spirit of the truth. But subhanAllah, I would say nothing could be further from the truth, because the spirit of the truth is the title of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So this is the environment that he found. He found people worshipping many idols, even though they didn't have a problem with the Tawheed of Rububiyyah. They didn't have a problem with the Tawheed of Lordship. Because Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهِ. If you were to ask them who created the heavens and the earth, they would say it is certainly Allah. But the problem is that is the Tawheed of Al-Uluhiyyah or Al-Ilahiyyah, they're both correct. The Tawheed of deity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they worshipped others alongside Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not accept. Allah ta'ala does not accept that partners are taken with Him in worship, as He said repeatedly in the Quran, and as the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also said in many ahadith. And if you remember, we talked about the incident in which they sent Abu Talib to complain to the Prophet ﷺ about what is their problem, what is their beef, so to speak, with the Prophet ﷺ, or is it camel meat? Camel meat? They didn't have a lot of beef, they had a lot of camel meat. Anyways, what was their beef with the Prophet ﷺ? Because he put a separation between people and their family members and their tribes and all of that. What is the problem? He said to his uncle, he said, I want a word from the kalima, a statement from them that will make them the rulers of all the Arabs, and they will make the non-Arabs, meaning the Romans and the Persians, give them al-jizya, give taxes to them, subhanAllah. So when they heard that, like, one God, we gotta worship one God. So Allah Ta'ala talks about it in Surah Sad, أَجَعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إِلَهًا وَاحِدًا إِنَّ هَذَا لَشَيْءٌ عُجَابٌ. Did He make these multiple gods that we have into one God? This is something really strange. This is something amazing. This is something unbelievable. ثم قال الله عز وجل وانطلق الملأ منهم أن امشوا واصبروا على آلهتكم إن هذا لشيء يراد. And I said, a group of them from the chiefs, al-Mala. Whenever you hear the word al-Mala in the Quran, these are the elite, the chiefs, the people in charge. The Mala, the chiefs from them, they said that you should be patient upon keeping this religion of yours and the worship of these deities of yours. This is what we want. This is what we seek and what we're looking for. ما سمعنا بهذا في الملة الآخرة إن هذا إلا اختلاف. We have not heard anything like this before from the previous, from our fathers and forefathers. This is something that was created, made up, subhanAllah. And isn't that the reality? All throughout history, whenever a prophet or a messenger comes to his people with Tawheed, they say this is something strange. إِنَّا نَرَاكَ فِي سَفَاهَةٍ وَإِنَّا نَظُنُّكَ مِنَ الْكَاذِبِينَ. We see you as someone who is an idiot, who is ignorant, someone who is a liar. SubhanAllah, because to them it's something strange. That's how long these people have been upon the idol worship. نسأل الله العفو والعافية. And of course, one of the things that, subhanAllah, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had to put up with after finally, as I told you before, finally he got away from the rule of the people of Shirk, the Kuffar of Quraysh. He got to Medina and he was made to be the leader of Al-Medina. Now all of a sudden he had to put up with two more groups, two more enemies within. And the first one was the Munafiqun, the hypocrites. And the second group was the Jews of Al-Medina, who, as I told you before, and I think we talked about this in the Wednesday lecture of Tafsir, that subhanAllah, it was only natural for the people of Mecca that the Prophet ﷺ, when he goes to Medina, all of the Jews will believe in him and follow him, because they're also people of the book. And he talks about some of the same people that they talk about. They talk about Moses, he talks about Moses. They talk about Abraham, he talks about Abraham. They talk about Dawood and Sulaiman and the others. He talks about them as well. So they thought it's only natural, it's only a matter of time when he gets there. And by the way, these people were there waiting for him in the first place. The Jews and these tribes of the Jews, Banu Qurayza, Banu Nadir, Banu Qaynuqa, they all migrated from Greater Syria and other places to come and settle in Medina, because they knew it is the place of migration of the final messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They spent hundreds of years there, and they were there actually from the time of the king of Yemen came and had his war with people of Medina. They were there from that time. This is probably over 500 or 600, almost 1,000 years before the coming of the Prophet ﷺ. That's how long they've settled there, waiting for the final messenger. But subhanAllah, when he arrived, they chose to disbelieve in him. And of course, they had the support of al-Munafiqun, those who showed Islam on the outside, and they concealed kufr on the inside. Nas'alullah al-afwa wal-afiyah. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised them some of the most severe punishment because of that. Subhanallah. And they were not, at least the kuffar, they're forthcoming with what their creed is, what their belief is. Then of course they will be punished, but the punishment of the hypocrites was more severe, because they were the cause of a lot of harm for this ummah. قال الله عز وجل إن المنافقين في الدرك الأسفل من النار ولن تجد لهم نصيرا. Verily, the hypocrites will be in the lowest place, and in the lowest place in the hellfire, and you will find no helpers for them. إلا الذين تابوا. And subhanAllah, and there were some hypocrites that they came back to their senses and they repented, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted their repentance. إلا الذين تابوا وأصلحوا. They repented. وأصلحوا. They made their life, their situation better. They reformed. وَاعْتَصَمُوا بِاللَّهِ. And they held on to the rope of Allah. وَأَخْلَصُوا دِينَهُمْ لِلَّهِ وَلَوْلَا مَرَّةُ الْفَضْلِ. They got rid of hypocrisy and they replaced it with sincerity, with an ikhlas. وَأَخْلَصُوا دِينَهُمْ لِلَّهِ. They were not there to pray behind the Prophet so you can see them pray and say, MashaAllah, these are from the Muslims. Well, they were not. They were praying because they wanted Allah Ta'ala to be pleased with them. وَأَخْلَصُوا دِينَهُمْ لِلَّهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Those have switched from the ranks of the hypocrites into the ranks of the believers. وَسَوْفَ يُؤْتِ اللَّهُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the true believers a tremendous reward. ثم قال الله عز وجل, يعني ما يفعل الله بعذابكم إن شكرتم وآمنتم وكان الله شاكرا عليما. What would Allah do with your punishment? What would He gain from your punishment if you are thankful and you are believers? That's all Allah Ta'ala wants from you. To be a believer and to be thankful to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala for His bounty. So if you're a believer and you're thankful, what would Allah do with your punishment? SubhanAllah. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ شَاكِرًا عَلِيمًا. Allah Ta'ala is is ever thankful. How is he thankful? He is rewarding subhanahu wa ta'ala to the ones that believe, and the ones that are thankful to him, are grateful to him subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ شَاكِرًا عَلِيمًا. He's rewarding, he's all-knowing, meaning that he knows every little detail of your deeds, and he knows the deeds of the heart, and he knows that there's sincerity in your heart, subhanAllah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you now from the ones that stay away from hypocrisy, and the ones that are sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his worship. Subhanallah. And those hypocrites, they were mentioned in many ayat in the Quran. The Baqarah, the very beginning of Baqarah, Allah Ta'ala gave us a description. وَإِذَا لَقُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قَالُوا آمَنَّا وَإِذَا خَلَوْا. And I'll let Abu Tariq, because he's here, mashallah, just gotta take a little breather. Go ahead. وَإِذَا خَلَوْا. Okay, put him on the spot there. MashaAllah. Jazakallah. You're fine. وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم قالوا إنا معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون. يا الله. وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا. If they meet the ones that believe, that have believed, they say, we are believers like you, and we believe, we are Muslims, we are. Subhanallah. وإذا خلوا, when they are in seclusion, in solitude with their own shayateen, whether the shayateen of the jinn or shayateen from the humans, and they say, we're with you, don't worry. It's just a front. It's just we're just posing as Muslims, but in reality we're with you. Inna ma'akum, innama nahnu mustahzi'un. We're just mocking, we're just making fun. Subhanallah. Allahu yastahzi'u bihim وَيَمُدُّهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ يَعْمَهُمْ. SubhanAllah. Allah Ta'ala is the one that mocks them. Is the one that the joke is on them, as they say, but they just don't realize it, they don't see it, subhanAllah. Allah Ta'ala pushes them, He extends this path of tughyan, of oppression of themselves, He extends it for them. Okay, let's see how far you're going to go. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ اشْتَرَوُا الضَّلَالَةَ بِالْهُدَىٰ. They have sold the guidance of Allah to buy what? Instead, the misguidance, الضَّلَالَةَ فَمَا رَبِحَتْ تِجَارَتُهُمْ. Their trade, either with Allah or in the life of this world, will never be successful. وَمَا كَانُوا مُهْتَدِينَ. They will never attain guidance, subhanAllah. So the reason, ya ikhwan, you and I, the first thing that you and I have to know and understand is the reason why Allah Ta'ala created you and I. And the reason is for us to establish His Tawheed subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, I want to spend a little time on it, inshallah ta'ala. And I'm not, inshallah, I'm going to try to make it as brief as possible. Because I know the weather is a little cold and some people are already tired. So, inshallah ta'ala, the Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has conditions. Now, I told you many times before, you say, La ilaha, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That's your testimony of faith. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to live upon it and die upon it. But subhanallah, if it is only from your mouth and not from your heart, and it's not followed by its implications, and that these are supposed to follow it, then it remains and it becomes a hollow statement. Just like when people hear, from the previous nations, you just have to believe. You just have to believe, and that's it. That's your salvation. But it does not work that way, and it has never worked that way. From the time of Adam alayhi salam all the way to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it does not work that way because it's a hollow statement. Where is the work? Where are the deeds? You have to prove it by your deeds. Statements, anybody can make statements, but it's the deeds. The deeds are difficult. The deeds, they require patience. They require diligence. They require perseverance. It needs to be constant. It has to be consistent. And that's what separates the ones that just make a claim, and the ones that make that statement, and it's the reality of things. So the statement of La ilaha illallah has shurut, conditions. Inshallah ta'ala we'll discuss some of them. Those conditions are how many? Who knows how many are the conditions according to the scholars? How many are the conditions of La ilaha illallah? No. I'm talking about the conditions of La ilaha illallah. There are 7. And the same Shaykh, whose book we are explaining, Hafid al-Hakami, he's got this beautiful poem, over 1,000 verses of the poem, called Silm al-Wusul. Silm al-Wusul, if you read it, memorizing it would be better. You have all of the Islamic creed memorized by heart. So what do you say about La ilaha illallah, the conditions of La ilaha illallah? قال العلم واليقين والقبول والانقياد فدر ما أقول والصدق والإخلاص والمحبة وفقك الله لما أحب. Very simple. 7 of them. الصدق والإخلاص العلم واليقين والقبول. لا إله إلا الله, for it to be true and for it to be subhanAllah, something that will actually benefit you and help you on the Day of Judgment, it has to have these 7 conditions. The first one is al-ilm, knowledge, wal-yaqeen, certainty, wal-qabul, acceptance, wal-inqiyad, to adhere. Fadri ma aqulu, you should know and be aware of what I'm saying. Was-sidq wal-ikhlas wal-mahabba, truthfulness and sincerity and love. وَفَّقَكَ اللَّهُ لِمَا أَحَبَّ. May Allah help you, support you into that which He loves, which He loves for you, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we'll start with the first one, inshallah ta'ala. Spend a little time on it. Al-ilm, knowledge. The very first condition of La ilaha illallah is al-ilm. Al-ilm, subhanallah. أول شرط من شروط لا إله إلا الله العلم. والمراد بذلك, and I think I should do a little more Arabic because my mother-in-law is in the back there, so just in case I forgot about it. والمراد بذلك العلم بمعناها نفيا وإثباتا. To know what it means. What does it mean? What does it mean? There was a time, ya ikhwa, there was a little fiasco going on here, and I had to clarify it in a khutbah. This is probably a couple of years ago. This woman came to me, and usually, and I've made it a rule after a few incidents, that's why don't be surprised. If you come and tell me there's a woman waiting to speak to you, don't be surprised by my answer, because I don't. Especially a woman that wants to speak to me in private, I just don't do that. Here's my wife's number, call her. With any concerns, and she'll ask me, she'll get back to you. This woman comes in, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you. She's deaf, that makes her mute almost. She can barely express herself, and she can't hear. So sign language and everything. And on top of it, from the things that I could understand from her, because she would write a lot, she would try to write her sentences for me to understand, I gathered that things are not all right up here, because she made some statements like sometimes she gets confused, she thinks she's a jinn. So basically, there is a mental issue, and she wanted to accept Islam. Plus, she appears really young. I was in doubt that she's 18. So basically, my challenge is, I need to make sure that this person understands what she is getting into. I need to understand that she knows what it is to become a Muslim. And I need to make sure that she's not a minor, and that one day a parent will show up and say, well, you forced my child into joining Islam, and then you got yourself a problem. So I need to make sure. So I said, and then she makes another statement. that she went to the Milan Masjid and they refused to give her shahada. So that was a red flag for me. So I said, listen, let's do it another day. I prefer if you come here with family members, and then I want to make sure that you understand what you're getting into, then you take shahada. Then I called the sheikh there, and he had the same concerns. That's why I didn't give her the shahada. But she went around telling everybody that I would not. I came here and the sheikh would not give me shahada. And she went to the sister's side and she was telling everybody. So the sister took her outside to the parking lot and gave her shahada in the parking lot. So I mean, when he got to me, I spoke about it, and I said, you guys remember? I said, this is not a joke. People have to understand what it means to become a Muslim. People have to understand what it means to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. You can't be tricking people into saying la ilaha illallah. That instantly, that same week, this guy comes to me, and he said, I give shahada to this woman today. He's a taxi driver. I'm like, really, mashallah. I even have a video of it. So I see the video, and what I see is somebody tricking somebody into repeating after him something that they don't understand. What kind of shahada are you talking about? This is trickery. This is tricking somebody into repeating something that they don't understand. Doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do them any good. And that's what it is, subhanAllah. So the knowledge, the knowledge, people have to know what it means. It's this is the amana. Allah Ta'ala said, and I can't repeat enough. إِنَّا عَرَضْنَا الْأَمَانَةَ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَالْجِبَالِ فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا. Verily we have presented the amana. This very amana. What amana is it? What trust is it? La ilaha illallah. That's it. The heaviest amana on the face in the universe. We presented to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, and they refused to undertake it. And they were afraid of it, being afraid of it. وحملها الإنسان. And the son of Adam carried it. إِنَّهُ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. Verily he is in a constant state of oppression, in a constant state of ignorance. Subhanallah. And as I told you before, the one thing that will lift this ignorance from the son of Adam is to uphold La ilaha illallah the proper way. Subhanallah. So knowledge that first of all the statement itself linguistically it is al-nafyu wal-ithbat. Al-nafyu, negation, the negation of any deity, and ithbat is the affirmation of the deity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. يقول الله عز وجل قال لنبيه فاعلم أنه لا إله إلا الله واستغفر لذنبك وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات. Ya Muhammad, get to know, learn that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then, once you know that, and we've got that part out of the way, then you can do the deeds. Let's taghfir, and ask Allah for forgiveness for your sins and the sins of the believing men and the believing women, subhanAllah. And this is negation. La ilaha illallah negates any other deity or any semblance of deity or anyone who is deemed divine by anybody. SubhanAllah. And of course, as we know, Allah Ta'ala talks about it many times in the Quran, that big insult that they insulted Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala by attributing a son to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala while He is far above having children. Logically, when you look at our lives and you ponder upon it, what do you see? What do you find? That children are a need and a source of weakness. A need and a source of weakness. A need, just look at the brothers and sisters, many of them in this community and other communities that have been trying to have children for the longest time. It's a need. It's a natural need. And when it doesn't happen, people are depressed. They're unhappy. They spend money for it to happen. SubhanAllah. It is a need. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is far above any need. Allah ta'ala is self-sufficient. He does not have any needs. It is a weakness. It is a source of weakness. Isn't it a source of weakness? The minute the children arrive, what happens? You're too worried. What's going to happen? The high fever, he's going to fall. And then you're not sleeping. And subhanAllah, it depletes you. It makes you weaker. It's a source of weakness. SubhanAllah. The people, the people that are criminals, when they want to blackmail someone, the biggest weakness is for them to take one of his children and use that child to blackmail. It is a source of weakness. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have al-qawi. Allah ta'ala is the strong, does not have any weakness whatsoever, subhanAllah. قل الله عز وجل قل إن كان للرحمن ولد فأنا أول العابدين. SubhanAllah. Allah, what a statement. And if Allah ta'ala was to choose a son, He would have chosen Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because he is the first, he is the best of all worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ثم قال سبحان رب السماوات والأرض رب العرش عما يصفون. الله أكبر. سبحانه. And we know, all of us know Subhana, what it means. And no vocabulary, English vocabulary gives it justice. Subhana, Subhanahu, high is He above. All praises due to Him. So many words that you need to translate the word Subhana. But alhamdulillah, luckily, all the Muslims that speak Arabic or they don't, they know what that means. Subhana, Subhanallah, Subhana Rabbi Samawat. Subhana Rabbi Samawat, the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Rabbil Arshi Amma Yasifun, the Lord of the tremendous throne, from that which they describe, because we don't know what He looks like, subhanahu wa ta'ala, what His throne is like. And inshallah ta'ala, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be able to have that honor to see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what our Lord and Creator is like. فَذَرْهُمْ يَخُوضُوا وَيَلْعَبُوا حَتَّى يُلَاقُوا يَوْمَهُمُ الَّذِي يُوعَدُونَ. Let them get busy and play and take their religion as a joke, as a mockery, until they meet the day that they were promised. SubhanAllah. وَهُوَ الَّذِي فِي السَّمَاءِ إِلَهٌ وَفِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَهٌ. He's the one that is in the heavens. He is the Lord to be worshipped, Ilah. He is the true God in the heavens, and He's a true God in the earth. وَهُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْعَلِيمُ. And He's the one who is all wise and all knowledgeable. وَتَبَارَكَ الَّذِي لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا. And subhanAllah, all praises to the one that holds the dominion of the heavens and the earth and that which is between them. وَعِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. And He has the knowledge of the hour, and to Him you will be returned. وَلَا يَمْلِكُ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ الشَّفَاعَةَ. SubhanAllah. Remember, we talked about the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so eloquently, sometimes in the Quran, He will be describing some of what the wrongdoers do, at the same time giving you the criteria. What is it? What is the criteria to be a true God that deserve to be worshipped? And these are some of the criteria. SubhanAllah. He holds the dominion of the heavens and the earth. SubhanAllah. When Ibrahim alayhi salam had this debate with that king that claimed divinity. And this is what it is. He showed him clearly that what you have is the control, a limited control of your kingdom. But when it comes to the heavens and the earth, you have no control. And subhanAllah. قال أنا أحيي وأميت. I give life and I take it. Instead of Ibrahim going on with this foolishness and saying, well, we're not talking about killing one person and keeping another person alive. No, we're talking about the same person, take the life of a person and bring him back to life. You could have said that, but he went for the kill. He went for the touche. And he said, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْتِي بِالشَّمْسِ مِنَ الْمَشْرِقِ فَأْتِ بِهَا مِنَ الْمَغْرِبِ. Verily Allah brings the sun from the east, so go ahead and bring it from the west. A clear indication. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ. He was completely stumped, couldn't say anything. It's checkmate. That's it. done. Why? Because he showed him in a practical way that you cannot be God to be worshipped because you don't hold, you don't control anything in the heavens and the earth. And subhanAllah, وَتَبَارَكَ الَّذِي لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ. Praises to be to the one that holds, that controls, and has the dominion of the heavens and the earth. وَعِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ. Okay. Bring any one of these people that claim divinity. They say, when is the hour? When is the hour? مَتَى السَّاعَةِ? When is the hour? I don't know. May 14, 2039 and a half. They have no idea. Okay. And the ones that make predictions, and they are proven to be liars. SubhanAllah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that knows the hour. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. To him you will be returned. Can Fir'aun or Haman or Namrud, can they claim that people will be returned to them, be resurrected to them? They can't claim that. وَلَا يَمْلِكُ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ الشَّفَاعَةَ. And the ones that call others besides him, they don't control, they don't hold the intercession. إِلَّا مَنْ شَهِدَ بِالْحَقِّ. إِلَّا مَنْ شَهِدَ بِالْحَقِّ وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. Except for the ones that are witness to the truth. And this is what I was coming to this whole time, in this ayat, except for the ones that witness to the truth. And what is this truth that they witness to? La ilaha illallah. The ones that will have access to intercession, the ones that witness to the truth. Subhanallah. Wahum, we're talking about knowledge. إِلَّا مَنْ شَهِدَ بِالْحَقِّ وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. They witness to the truth while they know what it means. They understand it. Not just say, La ilaha illallah. Yeah, that's a correct testimony. That's testifying to the truth. But does the person understand what they're saying? That's the bottom line. هذا سبحان الله. هذا مرة الفرس. This is the point. إِلَّا مَنْ شَهِدَ بِالْحَقِّ وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. The ones that witness to the truth while they know what it means. وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَهُمْ لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهُ. If you were to ask them who created them, they will say it is Allah. فَأَنَّا يُؤْفَكُونَ. How could they let themselves be fooled this much? How could they let themselves go down to this level? Subhanallah. فقوله سبحانه وتعالى إلا من شهد بالحق يعني أي إلا من شهد بلا إله إلا الله وهم يعلمون بقولهم معنى ما نطقت به ألسنتهم. The ones that witness to the truth, the ones that witness to La ilaha illallah, while they know what their tongues are saying. Subhanallah. ولذلك سبحان الله وقع أهل النفاق فيما وقعوا فيه أن قلوبهم قد خالفت أو ما كان في قلوبهم كان خلاف ما نطقت به ألسنتهم. They say أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. The hypocrites. وأشهد أنك رسول الله. But that's with their tongues. But subhanallah, their hearts said something completely different. في الصحيحين من حديث عثمان رضي الله عنه قال صلى الله عليه وسلم من مات وهو يعلم أنه لا إله إلا الله دخل الجنة. Whoever dies while he knows and he understands and he has the knowledge that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah will enter Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that knowledge. So that's al-ilm, knowledge. Inshallah ta'ala I'll do one more, and that's al-yaqeen. That was the second one, right? So al-ilmu wal-yaqeen. Al-ilmu wal-yaqeen. Al-yaqeen is certainty. You can't say La ilaha illallah with you. I don't know, maybe could this be the truth? I'm not sure. I'm confused. I'll just say it anyway. Unfortunately, we get a lot of people here, and they don't know what they're doing. And I sit with them and I say, listen, do you know what it means? Yeah, I understand. I studied, and they bring all this knowledge that they studied. But subhanAllah, give them the shahada, and the next day, and the next day after that, and the next week, and the next month, you never see them again. These are people that didn't have al-yaqeen. They didn't have certainty, subhanAllah. وَالْيَقِينُ هو عكس الريب هو عكس الشك. سبحان الله. يعني من قال لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول لا بد من اليقين، أن يكون متيقنا بها وبمقتضاها ويعني جازما بما يقول وبمقتضى ما يقول. سبحان الله. يعني سبحان الله. يعني whoever says la ilaha illallah, he has to have not 50% certainty, a 60, 75 and a half certainty. The polls say it's 85. No, it has to be 100%. Allah Ta'ala only takes 100%. When it comes to the creed, I want you to listen to this rule. When it comes to the creed, Allah only accepts 100%. But when it comes to deeds, Allah is more lenient. He will accept whatever you can handle. But when it comes to the creed, Allah Ta'ala will only accept 100%. Anything less than that, then you are in trouble. Nas'alullah al-afwa wal-afiyah. SubhanAllah, al-Iman, the believing in La ilaha illallah, saying it without having any yaqeen, being doubtful, I don't know, maybe, then SubhanAllah, it's dangerous ground. يقول الله عز وجل في محكم كتابه. You sure? You sure? Maybe the next guy next to you can whisper to you? No? Okay. إنما المؤمنون الذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله ثم لم يرتابوا. يا الله. لم يرتابوا. Verily, the true believers are the ones that have believed in Allah and His Messenger, then they had no doubt whatsoever in it. SubhanAllah. And SubhanAllah, believe, then the removal of any doubt. Then he goes on, وَجَاهَدُوا بِأَمْوَالِهِمْ وَأَنفُسِهِمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الصَّادِقُونَ. Ya Allah. First of all, having the belief in it. Then having no doubt. Then you strive for the sake of Allah. You strive for the sake of Allah. With their money, their wealth, and with their own selves. أُولَٰئِكَ, those and only those are the truthful ones. أُولَٰئِكَ هم الصادقون. فاشترط في الإيمان بعد الإيمان عدم الشك في هذه الكلمة العظيمة. يعني سبحان الله، لم يرتابوا أي لم يشكوا. سبحان الله، لم يكن عندهم شك فيها وفي مقتضاها. There is no doubt whatsoever. وفي الصحيحين من حديث أبي هريرة قال صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأني رسول الله. The Prophet is saying, I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and that I am His messenger, the messenger of Allah. لا يلقى الله بهما عبد غير شاك فيهما إلا دخل الجنة. The statement that I said, statement of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, there is no servant of Allah that meets Allah with this statement, having no doubt in those statements whatsoever, except that he will enter Al-Jannah. وفي رواية لا يلقى الله بهما عبد غير شاك فيهما فيحجب عن الجنة. There is no servant that meets Allah having no doubt in these two statements that would not possibly be prevented from Al-Jannah. That means, subhanAllah, there will be nothing that will prevent him from entering Al-Jannah. وأختم بهذا الحديث الطويل. حديث أخرجه مسلم عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال كنا قعودا حول رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ومعنا أبو بكر وعمر في نفر. We were sitting with the Prophet ﷺ, and with us is Abu Bakr, and there was Umar, and other people. فقام رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من بين أظهرنا. So the Prophet ﷺ got up and he went out, he was out of sight. We couldn't see him anymore. فأبطأ علينا وخشينا أن يقتطع دوننا. أنا أريد أن يتكلم العربية وهم أقلاء اليوم أن يشرحوا لي. أن يقتطع دوننا. ما معنى ذلك؟ يعني مين أخوي؟ They said the Prophet ﷺ, he got up and he went out. He was out of sight. Then we couldn't see him anymore. He said, فأبطأ. It took a long time for him to come back. أبطأ علينا. وخشينا أن يقتطع دوننا. Literally. We were afraid that some harm will come to him. Someone will come and take him. He will get abducted. Someone will attack him while we can't see. So we were afraid of it for his safety. We're afraid that someone will come and try to harm him while we can't see him. And then you know how protective they were of the Prophet ﷺ. And they will, subhanAllah, they will ransom him with their lives and their bodies and their families. They were protective of the Prophet ﷺ. ففزعنا فقمنا فكنت أول من فزع. من يتكلم؟ Abu Hurairah. This is so we were afraid. We got really concerned. And the one that was concerned the most, I was the first one that got up to seek him out, to find the Prophet ﷺ. قال فخرجت أبتغي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم حتى أتيت حائطا للأنصار لبني النجار. So I was the first one to get up and try to look for the Prophet ﷺ until I came to, what is a حائط? ما هو الحائط؟ ما هو الحائط؟ ايه هو الحائط يا حاج محمد؟ يعني كده الحيطة؟ جيت ادعي عليه لقيت الحيطة مايلة عليه يعني؟ لا الحائط يعني البستان. الحائط يعني البستان. فالحائط عندهم بيكون بستان كبير والنخل والحاجات دي فيسمى حائط. فأتيت حائطا للأنصار لبني النجار. So I came to a garden, something that has palm trees and all kind of agriculture, or a farm. Ha'id is also a farm that belonged to Bani Najjar. Okay? فدرت به هل أجد له بابا فلم أجد فإذا ربيع يدخل. I'm gonna have the Arabs today translate this stuff, okay? So فدرت به فلم أجد له بابا فإذا ربيع يدخل في جوف حائط من بئر خارجة فاحتفزت كما يحتفز الثعلب. يلا translate. يلا. Well, first of all فدرت به فلم أجد بابا فإذا ربيع يدخل في جوف حائط من بئر خارجة. ما هو الربيع؟ He's translated into French, but the translation is wrong. فإذا ربيع ما هو الربيع؟ إيه هو الربيع؟ يعني فصل الربيع كده؟ لا. ولا يا حاج وسام أنت مستخبي مني النهارده ولا إيه الحكاية؟ الربيع أي جدول ماء. ربيع جدول. So then I went around this farm. I could not find any door to get in. Then I saw this stream of water from a well from outside the farm going in. So that's he knows. فاحتفزت كما يحتفز الثعلب. ما معنى؟ احتفزت. احنا أعاجم. لا بيقول لك احتفزت يعني انكمش عشان يقدر يدخل من البتاعة الصغيرة دي فانكمش كده زي الثعلب عشان يدخل. So I squeezed myself as much as make myself as small as possible to be able to squeeze in into this farm. فدخلت على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So this situation here, although it doesn't say in the hadith, most likely what happened, the Prophet ﷺ was sitting with them and he lost his wudu. So he got up and went to this ha'it to seek water in order to make wudu. So and then he took his time. So they were worried. So Abu Hurairah was looking for him. فدخلت على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال أبو هريرة. He said Abu Hurairah فقلت نعم يا رسول الله. Yes, O Messenger of Allah. قال ما شأنك? What do you want? What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? قال كنت بين أظهرنا فقمت فأبطأت علينا فخشينا أن تقتطع دوننا ففزعنا. I said, Ya Rasulullah, you were sitting with us, and then you got up and you left, and you stayed a long time, so we worried for your safety that something bad happened to you. فكنت أول من فزع. وهنا الفزع أي يعني كنت أول من قام ليبحث عنك. So I was the first one to come and looking for you. فأتيت هذا الحائط فاحتفزت كما يحتفز الثعالب وهؤلاء الناس ورائي. He said, then I came to this farm, could not get in, so I squeezed into this small area, and the other people are behind me. قال يا أبا هريرة, O Abu Hurairah, وأعطاني نعلة. Abu Hurairah is describing this story. Like, he said, Ya Abu Hurairah, O Abu Hurairah. Then he handed me his shoes. He handed me his shoes. كان صاحبا عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال اذهب بنعلي هاتين فمن لقيت من وراء هذا الحائط يشهد أن لا إله إلا الله مستيقنا بها قلبه فبشره بالجنة. وهذا الشاهد. He said, oh Abu Hurairah, and he gave me his shoes and he said, go and whoever you find behind this farm that does not that bears witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah with certainty in his heart, then give him glad tidings that he's from the people of Al-Jannah. This is our point. Al-Yaqeen. That you have to have certainty in al-kalima, no doubt whatsoever. Subhanallah. I know Allah ya ikhwah. I'm stressing this point because there are Muslims today, Muslims, that when you talk to them, you find that they have $300 billion. They doubt about everything. Oh, I'm not so sure that the paradise exists. We can't see it. I'm not so sure that there are any angels. The jinn, the shaitan, that doesn't exist. That's a figment of people's imagination. These are Muslims. They talk about the shaitan being a figment of people's imagination. Subhanallah. Because all of these, if you believe in La ilaha illallah, then you have to believe in everything that Allah Ta'ala revealed. You have to believe that in everything that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam revealed. If you have any doubt whatsoever in those things, then you have doubt in La ilaha illallah. And if La ilaha illallah does not, subhanAllah, is not in your heart with certainty, you have certainty, there's no shadow of a doubt whatsoever, then a person is in trouble in this life and the hereafter. Look how many of our brothers, or new brothers, and I talked about this before, but we know some of them, we talked about them a couple of days ago, that became Muslims, and they were attending here, and they will come to the lectures and they come to the salawat. But subhanAllah, the certainty was not there. It was still shaky. And the first person that belonged to any kind of, what should I call them? Those deviant groups, comes and puts any kind of ideas in their mind, they're gone all of a sudden. They don't come here anymore, subhanAllah. You have to have the knowledge to protect yourself, and you have to have the certainty in the kalima. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you and I certainty in the testimony of faith. Give us certainty in the tawheed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you and I from the people of the tawheed. We live upon it and we die upon it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you and I from His righteous worshippers and from the true followers of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين وجزاكم الله خيرا.